So it's that time of the year. Need for Speed season is upon us. You've been seeing gameplay from a bunch of different YouTubers, and everyone's pretty excited for this next Need for Speed game. And this time, it's actually with reason.
Atmosphere, story, handling, microtransactions.
This game is doing a lot of things right, and it's not actually doing many things wrong. But I haven't actually talked about what I don't like about in this game. And there is a few little bits and bobs that I do think needs to be improved. So today we're going to go ahead and put the negative hat on. My fucking hat on my fucking head. So number one, I'm actually going to do this as a completely separate video once I actually have the full game like with me. But corner cutting is quite easily one of the biggest problems in Need for Speed Heat. This time round, this game has a huge emphasis on autolog, not only in your cruise, but you know, just generally. There's actually a ghost mode now in this game, similar to the Rivals mode in Horizon, where you lap the track and you can obviously see how fast your time is. But the problem with this is this game has a huge corner cutting problem. Now, like I said, I'm going to save this for a video that I'm doing in the future because I don't actually have gameplay of it, and I kind of want to show you guys the real representation of what is going on. But you know what? I wouldn't even say that the lapping is going to be the worst part. I think drift events are going to be the worst hit by this because you're going to be able to make your own track within the checkpoints. Now, for those people that did actually do a bit of autolog in Payback and 2015, you'll know that it didn't really matter where you went on the track. You could kind of just do, you know, diagonal lines in between the checkpoints and accumulate so many more points than you were supposed to. Not very good. This is especially worse in the nighttime events. It's not so much, it's not that bad in the daytime events. Sometimes you can skip it. They have made improvements, like when you miss the checkpoint, you will slow down a little bit. But with all this being said, in the nighttime races, it's absolutely awful. Don't even bother with autolog in the nighttime races. That is my personal advice. Number two, and this is one that can be sorted in live service, it's customization for already pre-existing cars. I said this before. I've said this before in a previous video. Serious problem, needs to be improved. Big names like Vilside aren't in the game. Licensing issues aren't a thing with them. I can't see any reason why Vilside would not want to be in a future Need for Speed game, and they need to be there. Some of the most iconic cars we've ever seen in life, like, you know, the 350Z and etc, etc, etc. I'm just gonna like post a bunch of cars right now, and that's just one of many. You know what, I don't see any reason why they couldn't get the Fast and Furious cars in Need for Speed. I just don't see any, other than money. Money's the only reason why. Just because they've been in Forza doesn't mean they can't come over to Need for Speed. That would be an absolutely really cool thing. Imagine having the Fast and Furious icon cars alongside Eddie Skyline, the 350Z, M3 GTR. That actually gets me so excited. But yeah, like, they could easily add more of these kits through live service. Even the obvious kits, like, I think a lot of the thing with Need for Speed is Need for Speed has to stay current with its car customization. It's so obvious which cars have old models in this game. Like, you can tell the Subaru's a new car because it's got 10 out of 10 customization. All the customization's current. The fitment's properly down to the floor. The width is perfect. The rims poke out. But then if you go to something like the R32 or, you know, a Ford Focus RS, the models, they don't sit quite as low, the wheels don't poke out as much, so the customization looks a bit dated. Those are the types of things which they should improve going forward, and then also new kits on top of that. Now, I don't know whether that means they're going to have to go through every single old model, but they just need to do something to make it look a bit more current, because Need for Speed is all about staying current. That's part of the brand. It's about being youthful, about, you know, staying with the times. Unfortunately, one of the kind of things alongside that will be doing all of the body kits again and making sure the current car list, not just the new cars, but the previous cars as well, are also staying current. So yeah, customization, boom. A few more low-end cars. If you look in the actual car list, and I'll just quickly skim it through here now, there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of high-end cars. Now, this isn't a problem. Need for Speed is very, very high-end orientated, whatever, I get it. But for a game that is heavily centered around customization, you don't tend to see a lot of, you know, LaFerraris with Liberty like walk kits on. That doesn't exist. They need to add some more low-end cars. Cars like the i30N, cars like the old S-class cars, niche cars. There's what they need to add, is basically what I'm saying. Now, obviously, there's the argument of, well, it's not going to really attract to the majority of people, but Need for Speed isn't made for the majority of people. It's made for the car enthusiast. It's made for the hardcore fan first. Not only are those cars going to be much more applicable to the wide stream audience because there's a lot more parts available to them, a lot more customization available to them, but it suits the brand. You know, a few cars I'd want to see, obviously the Eclipse is one that's been mainly talked about in the community, the RX-8, honestly the list goes on. I mentioned a few others earlier as well. Just adding some more low-end cars that I want to see in the game, pretty cool. Hatchbacks, a little bit more just some normal cars. Like, feel like games don't want to add normal cars in, just add in like a Clio and then add the Clio RS base on top of it. Like, that would so easily be done, because then you can just like replace the parts and then add like the Clio RS Cup on top of that, and then layer the customization on top of that, and then add loads of ghost parts to make it even more weird. Like, there's so many ways you can do it. That's how I'd want it to be done. The vinyl editor, so I'm pretty sure, and I might be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure vinyls are unlimited in this game, but there's still no way to make specific decals. There's no way to make your own decal and share it. The actual vinyl sharing hasn't changed an awful lot, and we all know how poor that was in previous games. These are all things which I want to see changed in the future. And the big and final one, and this is going to be one which I know a lot of you guys are going to agree with, PvP. I'm gonna nail this into everyone's heads until it happens, because to me this is one of the most important things that they have missed in this game. Needs PvP. I'm annoying a lot of people by saying this because not a lot of people play PvP, but I play PvP and it's really important to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it. Now, because PvP isn't there on launch, they can't do the Crew 2 and just add it bare bones with nothing in it. When PvP comes, it needs to be stacked. I'm talking like lap knockout, I'm talking pink slips, I'm talking private lobbies, I'm talking public lobbies, I'm talking ranked modes, I'm talking infection, king, etc, etc. If you've not added in this mode at launch, when it arrives, it needs to be insane. And again, I'm going to make a separate video about this because there's so much to talk about on the PvP front, but when PvP comes, if we just go into a menu and it just says quick race, private race, I am going to cry. It needs to be stacked, it needs to be thought out. There's no point delaying this mode if all you were going to do is just fix the bugs. There needs to be modes, there needs to be a robust ranked system, there needs to be a reason to keep playing PvP in this game, there needs to be rewards for playing PvP, there needs to be a reason to play that mode. I don't want it to be like the Crew 2 where it comes out, it's nothingness, and the game dies. The Crew 2's dead, and I don't want that to happen to Need for Speed Heat, although it seems like, from what we've seen so far, that won't be the case. And drag mode. I don't actually play that much of drag mode, but I feel like it should be there as one of the primary modes in this game, alongside, you know, racing, drifting, and then drag should be like the third one. But that's just me rambling. And that rounds it up for kind of the things that I want to see in this game that we haven't already seen so far. Need for Speed Heat is a very, very good game. These are only a few of many, many thoughts I have about what Need for Speed Heat needs to have to improve in the future. Subscribe for more Need for Speed Heat exclusive content. We've got so much more on the channel to go ahead and show you guys, so go ahead and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Stay safe and peace.